Hi, in last video we have seen what is the class, what is the object and different types of the variables like instance variable, static variables and local variable. And we have seen how we can access, how we can declare these things in the last video. And if you remember, there I have kept one point pending, which is how we can delete the instance variable. So first I will show you how we can delete the instance variable, and after that we are going to see the what is the static variable. We will see how we can declare the static variable, where we can declare the static variable, and how to delete the static variable and how to access the static variable. And at last we will see how to modify the value of the static variable. This is the agenda for this video. So as I told you, first I'm going to show you how you can delete the instance variable which is pending from last video. So before going to start, please like and subscribe my channel. Yeah, so let's start. So if you remember, up in last video we have seen up to this, and in this video, as I told you, I'm going to show you how you can delete the instance variable. But before going to delete the instance variable, I want to show you something. For example, come here and print. I want to print all the variables which is I'm using in this particular example. So to print all the variables, we have a syntax, like we have to use the object reference variable. So in my case, obj, this is my object reference variable, then double underscore, then dictionary, dit double underscore. So this is the syntax to print all the variables which is present in your program. So let me run. See, model, Samsung, price, this, and here this. So these are the variables right now what we have used here. And one more thing, let me remove these things. I don't want to print these things. Even I don't want these things. Yeah, let me run. Yeah, so model Samsung, price 16,000. So if you can see, I have taken these two variables. And one more thing, let me remove this one also because I don't want to pass anything. And if I remove there, then I have to remove this one also. Yeah, let me run. See, I am constructor. It's coming from this constructor, and these are the variable instance variable which is I have used here. So now I want to delete the instance variable. So if you remember, I have told you there is a two-way. Let me show you the definition. See, as I told, how to delete the instance variable. So we can delete the instance variable within a class by using the del self.variable name, and outside of the class by using the del object reference variable name. So here I am inside the class, and if I want to delete instance variable within a class, then I have to use the del self.variable name. So let me show you. So for example, del then self.variable name. So for example, I want to delete this model. Let me run. See, I have a constructor, price 16,000. M is not printing because M is deleted. If I comment this one and let me run, see, model is printing. So this is how you can delete the instance variable inside the class. So inside the class, I'm inside the class, and inside the class anywhere I can delete the instance variable with the help of this keyword. So if I'm running, right now I have commented, so it is not going to be deleted. So I'm getting all values, model and price. But this is the syntax how you can delete inside the class. Now next things, how you can delete outside the class. So in outside the class, you can delete with the help of the object reference variable. So this obj is nothing but the object reference variable. Here dot, for example, I want to delete the price. Simply copy this one and paste here. Yeah. See, right now it is printing model and price both. Let me run. 1 second. OBJ, 1 second. Yeah. Let me run. See, only model is printing. So this is how you can delete the instance variable inside the class and outside the class. So inside the class, anywhere you can delete with the help of this del, self or variable name, whatever you want to delete. And outside of the class, you can delete by del, then object reference variable, then variable name. So this is the two-way how you can delete the instance variable in the Python. So I hope you get clear idea. So the next things we are going to see what is the static variable. So the next point is static variable. So if you remember, as I already told you, in a Python, we have three types of variables: instance variable, static variables, and local variable. So in last video only we have seen what is the instance variable and what are the places where we can declare the instance variable and what are the ways to access the instance variable. And we have also seen how we can delete the instance variable. The same things we are going to see again for the static variables also, like what is the static variable, where we can declare the static variables and how to access the static variable, and at last we will see how to delete the static variables. So let's start. Before going to start, please like and subscribe my channel. Yeah. So what is the static variable? So static variables also known as class level variable. So keep in mind, in interview room, might be interviewer ask you what is the class level variable. So no need to confuse. Static variable and class level variables both are same only. So let's start with the basic definition. If the value of the variable is not changing from object to object, such type of variable are called static variable. See, I'm repeating again. See, by the name only you can get to know what is the meaning of static. Static means something which is going to be constant or fixed value. So, if the value of the variable is constant or static, it means it is not going to change from object to object. Such type of variable are called static variable. I hope you clear with this definition. The next point, for total class, only one copy of the static variable will be created and shared by all the object of that classes. It means if we have declared one static variable in the class, then entire class having going to be refer that one variable, and if any changes happen in that particular one variable, then it will affect in all the places, because in case of static variables we have only one copy of static variables. So keep in mind, for total class only one copy of static variable will be created and shared by all the objects, and all the objects having the same value for that class. So we can access the static variable either by class name or by object reference, but it is recommended to use the class name. I'm repeating again, how we can access the static variable. So we can access the static variable either by the class name or by the object reference, but it is highly recommended to use the class name to avoid the confusion. So here are some places like you can might this question come in your mind, like where we can declare the static variable. So, and one more thing, before going to see where we can declare the static variable, first a question come in your mind, why we should use the static variable. So let me tell you, for example, you have one variable or more than one variable which is going to be remain constant throughout the program or throughout the class. So it is recommended, if is there any value or any variable which is going to be constant throughout the journey of your program, that you should declare as a static variable. I hope I'm clear with my definition. What I'm trying to say, if you have any variable or anything which is going to be constant For all the things at that time, it is recommended to use as the static variable. Second point, where we can declare the static variable. So these are the places where we can declare the static variable. So might be interviewer asks you, what are the places where we can declare the static variable? So you have to keep in mind, we have a 5 places where we can declare the static variable. The first place, in general, we can declare within the class directly, but from outside of any method. Either it's a static method, instance method, or class method. Doesn't matter. We can directly declare within a class. So this is the one place where we can declare the static variables. So that's the next point, inside the constructor by using the class name. So we can declare the static variable inside the constructor also. Then the third, inside the instance method by using the class name. So we can declare the static variable inside the instance method also. The same thing we can declare inside the class method also, and we can declare the inside the static method also. I know I have only explained you what is the instance method, and even I have not explained you in detail what is the instance method. So don't be confused, what is the instance method, what is the class method, and what is the static method. After completing this the 3 types of variables, we are going to see that only, like what is the instance method, what is the class method, what is the static method, and we will also see at what time we have to use what kind of method. So as I told you, we can declare the static variable at 5 places. First one, inside the class directly. Then second one, inside the constructor. Then in third, inside the instance method. Fourth, inside the class method. And fifth, inside the static method. The point is to be noted, all the inside the class, inside the constructor, and inside the instance method, and inside the static method, we can declare with the help of the class name. But for the class method, we have one optional things, like either we can declare with the help of the class name or with the help of the CLS variable, this CLS. So I will recommend you instance of remembering like this, like we can declare the static variable in the class with the help of the class name, and inside the constructor with the help of the class name, and inside the method with the help of the class name. So and inside the class method with the help of the name or class name. You can simply keep in mind, you can declare the static variable anywhere of the program with the help of the class name, but you have one exceptional value for the class method. Either you can use the class name or you can use the CLS. So don't be confused. So even if you are going to ignore this point, it is good, because it might be create confusion. So in the simple word, if you ignoring this CLS variable, you can simply keep in mind, you can declare the static variable anywhere of the program, or not anywhere, like anyhow we are going to cover all the places. So either you can say anywhere of the program, or you can say anywhere, you can say 5 places with the help of the class name. So this is the example I have written, like for example, this is our class name, and inside the class, if I want to declare the static variable, so I can directly use. So you can see this is the static variable a equals to Samsung, and it is not inside any method. So I have declared directly a equals to Samsung. This is one. In general, we can declare within the class directly, but outside of the any method. So this is the static variable. Second, what I have written, inside the constructor by using the class name. So if you remember, I have already explained you what is the constructor. So inside the constructor, you can declare the static variable with the help of the class name. So this is my class dot, I have taken one variable which is nothing but the static variable, and I have assigned the value Oppo. Then inside the instance method by using the class name. So if you remember, I have told you, if any method having the self keyword, it means it is the instance method, and inside the instance method with the help of the class name, you can declare the static variable. Oppo, same thing. So let me change some other name. For example, I don't know much mobile name. So Geo. Then inside the class method. So this is the syntax how you can create the class method. So time being, don't be confused like how to create this class method. So I will explain you later. So inside the class method, you can see inside the class method by using the class name or CLS variable. So either you can do with the help of the class name or you can do with the help of the CLS variable. Both. So you can follow any one. Even if you follow both, it is not a problem. So, and at last, how we can declare the static variable inside the static method. So same class name with the help of the class name. See here inside the static method by using the class name. So this is the way how you can declare the static variables in the different places. And this is how you can do the object creation and call these things. So let me show you practical sessions. Yeah. And one more thing, let me copy this point so I can break down this definition so you will get clear idea. Yeah, I have commented these things. So I'm going to take one variable class. So this is the syntax. You have to use the class keyword to define or create the class. Then I have to use the class name. I have to give the class name. For example, I'm giving mobile. So this is again syntax. You have to keep first one as a capital colon. Then I want to, as I told you, I want to first declare inside the class directly. So I have created class and here I want to declare one static variable. So how I can declare? If you see the entire definition, one second. In general, we can declare within the class directly, but out. See the word directly, but from outside of the any method. So I have created one class. I'm inside the class, so I can declare the static variable directly. So a equals to, for example, I'm giving Samsung. So I have declared one static variable. After that, I want to declare the static variable inside the constructor. So what the next, as I told you, I want to create the constructor. So we know what is the syntax to create the constructor. So def underscore init underscore. Then here we know we have to take this self keyword. Then colon, come down. So next things, I want to declare the static variable inside the constructor. So inside the constructor by using the class name. So for example, what is my class name? My class name is mobile. So I have to copy this one, then come down, then mobile dot. So for example, variable name I'm taking b equals to what I want to give. For example, Oppo. So this is the second place where we can declare the static variables. And third one, inside the instance method by using the class name. So let me create one instance method. So we know def is the keyword to create the method. And for example, I'm giving m1 is my method name. And as I told you, if it is an instance method, then it should take the self keyword. Come down, and how we can declare with the help of the instance method by using the class name. Then again, copy the same thing. Come here and paste. Oh, yeah. One second. So this is, and let me change the variable name. For example, c equals to, and here I want geo. Enter. Then inside the class method. So by using the class method, class name, we can declare. So def, then for example, I'm giving m2. Then here it will take CLS. Keep in mind, static method, class method always going to be take the keyword CLS, and then colon. And one more thing, there is one annotation we have to use, CLS class method. So class method, and here how I can declare inside the class method using the class name. Then simply copy these things. So this is nothing but my class name, and this is the variable. So let me remove this one, for example D, and here I want, for example, nothing phone. So the last one, inside the static method by using the class name. So let me copy again these things, and here in place of the class method it should be static method. Static method, and variable name let me change, for example E, and equals to, for example, iPhone. So first one outside the, like immediately inside the class. So this is I have created C, where we can declare the static variable. In general we can declare within the class directly. So within the class directly I have declared. Then second one, uh, inside the constructor. Then third one inside the instance method, then inside the class method, then inside the static method. So these are the 5 different places where we can declare the static variable. Come down, and one more thing, let me write one print statement, for example print, and what I want to print, these things within a class directly I want to print. So let me print this one. Let me copy this entire statement, then let me print for this one also. This is nothing but this simple print statement, so no need to pay that much attention. Just for printing purpose I'm showing you, that's it. Even if you're not going to use this thing, not a problem. So inside the constructor, so inside constructor, then inside instance method. So this is the instance method, inside instance method, then inside class method, then inside static method. Yeah, so these are the 5 places where we can declare the static variable. And here I have did one mistake, this should be M3, and one point should be noted, for static method we no need to pass anything inside this round bracket. So the next things I want to show you how you can create the object reference for this class, and how you can access this static in this all the methods, or you can say all the static variables. So to create the object obj, you can take any variable, then class name, in my case it is a mobile, then obj dot method name, what I want to call. So this is the syntax how you can call. Let me run. I'm calling M1. So it's printing within a class directly. See, we have created the object, and we know constructor will execute once the object is created. One second. Yeah. So first it is printing within a class directly, because if we are entering inside the class, it will print first statement whatever it will get. So it is printing this one. Second, we have created the object. So we know if we create the object, at that time constructor will execute. So because of that only it is executing inside the constructor. So the next things I have run M1. So M1 means it will execute this one inside the instance. Let me do for the others also. Let me copy this entire thing, and let me change the values M2, then M3. Let me run. Yeah. So inside the constructor, inside the instance method, inside the class method, inside the static methods, all things are printing. So this is how you can declare the static variables at the different places. So the same thing I have written here only. And one more things, this M1, M2, M3 is nothing but these things only. So let me copy these things so you will get clear idea and paste here. See, object equals to mobile is nothing but the object creation. Object.m1 is nothing but the calling of instance method, then calling of class method and calling of static method. So interviewer might be ask you how you can call the static method. So you can simply say object reference variable. With the help of the object reference variable, we can call the static method. Same rule for the class method and instance method also. So these are the way how you can access or call the different methods with the help of the object reference variable. And yeah, so I hope I'm clear, like where we can declare the static variable. So the next point, let me show you how to access the static variable. Right now we have seen how to declare the static variable. So the next things we have to see what is how we can access the static variable. So again, if you remember, we have declared the static variables at some specific places, like inside the constructor, inside the instance method, inside the class method, inside the static method, and inside the class directly. So same way, we have a different way how we can access the static variable from different location. For example, inside the constructor, if you want to access the static variable, so by using the class name or self, you can access the static variable. Accessing the static variable means what? For example, you have written static variable some other places and you want to access at some other places or used at other places, that is nothing but the accessing the static variable. So if you want to access static variable inside the constructor, then by using the class name or self you can access. But if you want to access the static variable inside the instance method, then by using the class name or self again you can do. So in the case of stat constructor and instance method, you can access the static variable with the help of the class name or self. Third point, how you can access the static variable inside the class method. So by using the class name or CLS variable. Again, there is a two option for the class method, either by using the class name or CLS variable. So the fourth point, inside the static method. So again, inside the static method, we can access the static variable with the help of the class name and from outside of the class. So from outside of the class, by using the class name and object reference variable, we can access the static variable. So this is the example I have written here, like how you can access the static variable. So let me show directly the practical session, because this entire thing is nothing but the example what I have, the same example I'm going to show you the practical session. And don't worry about the notes. I will mention the link of my Telegram channel in the description box, and there I will share my notes so you can download for learning purpose. So come here. For example, let me remove these things first of all, or let it be, not a problem. So for example, A equals to Samsung. This is one static variable and I want to access. Let me first copy this statement. So I will show and explain one by one. Yeah. So the first point, inside the constructor, I want to access the static variable. So here inside the class, I have one static variable. Now I want to access the static variable inside the constructor. So in my constructor, I have already one static variable and I want to access already declared static variable to my constructor. So how I can access? So here I have written inside the constructor by using the class name or self. So you can either use the class name or self, not a problem. So but I will recommend again, don't be confused where I have to use the class, where I have to use the self, where I have to use the CLS. Simply keep in mind, if you are working with the static variable, so in general you can use the class name to access anywhere, to declare anywhere. No need to like go with the specific option like self, CLSL. No, you will get confused. Yeah, it's a, you can do either using the self, either using the class name, or either using the CLS variable name. But the simplest way, if we are using the static variable. Always keep in mind the class, with the help of the class name, you can do whatever changes you want. So the same thing, as I told you, I want to access this static variable inside the my constructor. So here by using the class name, what is the class name? This is my class name. And I want to add one print statement, and what I want to do, mobile dot, what is the variable name? A. That's it. And yeah, and if you want, you can write some message. I am constructor and I'm use accessing and I'm accessing what I'm accessing? I'm accessing static variable. Static variable. That's it. Let me run. 1 second, we have did one mistake. Yeah, one comma. Let me run. See, I am a constructor and I'm accessing the static variable which is Samsung. And why Samsung is coming, if you see, A equals to Samsung we have given here. So this is how you can access the static variable inside the constructor. Second point, inside the instance method. So again, I want to copy this entire thing. Come here. Inside the instance method, as I told you, if we are using this self, it means it is an instance method. Come down and print this one. And I am instance method. Instance method. And as I told you, inside the instance method also, with the help of the class name, we can do. Let me run. 1 second, we have did one mistake. Yeah, let me run. See, I am the instance method and I am accessing the static variable. So either inside the class, inside the constructor, or inside the instance method, with the help of the class name, you can access. Third one, inside the class method by using the class name or CLS variable. Either you can use the CLS variable or you can use the class name inside the class method. So again, 1 second, let me print here, and I am the 1 second, I am the class method. Let me copy these things. Yeah, and yeah, let me run. We have did one mistake. Mobile D. Okay, indentation error. See, I am the class method and I am accessing the static variable Samsung. Now, last one, sorry, not last one, second last, inside the static method by using class name. Same again. This is the static. I'll simply copy this entire things. Simply copy this one and paste here. 1 second. Yeah, and it is a static method. Simply copy this one and here. Let me run. Yeah, I am the static method and I am accessing the static variable. So this is the common way you can access the static variable anywhere, like inside the class with the help of the class method. But there is some space, some option also, like for the class method, you can also use the CLS variable. Let me show you. This is the class method, and let me copy this entire things and let me print. And as I told you, CLS. Let me run. Save. And one more thing, accessing static variable, or let me remove so you will get clear idea. I'm a class method and using CLS. See, I am a where 1 second. Yeah, I am a class method and using the CLS. See, with the help of class name or with the help of the CLS we can access. So don't be confused. So because of that only in the beginning only I have told you, don't remember like this, here we can use the CLS, here you can use the class name. No, keep in mind static variable is nothing but the class level variable, and class level variable is nothing but the able to access from we can able to access from anywhere with the help of the class name directly. But if outside of the class, then we have to use some other approach. See, from outside of the class by using the class name or object reference variable. It means again, you can keep in mind, you can access the static variable also known as the class level variable from anywhere with the help of the class name. But there is some other option is also present. For example, for the class method you can use the CLS, and outside of the class you can use the object reference variable. But these are the optional things. Even if you are going to use class name, it is okay. So let me access outside. So I have this, now I'm outside of my class. And how I can access outside of the class? First one I will show you with the help of the OBJ, which is object reference variable, then A. And I want to print this entire thing. So let me do these things. See, let me enter some message like I am outside of class. Let me run. See, I am outside of the class, then printing Samsung. So this is how you can access outside of the class with the help of the object reference variable, which is nothing but the OBJ in my case. Let me copy the same thing and print here. And right now I want to do with the help of the class name. So my class name is mobile. And here I am outside of the class using class name. Let me run. I am outside of the class using the class name. This one. So this is how you can access the static variable from different places. And the simplest way you can keep in mind, we can access the static variable from anywhere with the help of the class name. There is some additional option is present for the outside of the class and class method. So I hope I'm clear with my definition and whatever things I have written here. So the next things, how to delete the static variable from the objects or class, you can say like that. So again, just like an instance variable, for the static variable also we have two options. We can delete the static variables anywhere by using the class name. See, you can delete the static variable from anywhere by using the class name. But inside the class method, you can also use the CLS. It means you can delete the static variable with the help of the class name also in the class method. But there is one optional things. Either you can use the class name or you can use the CLS. Same like how you can access with the help of the class name and CLS. So again, simply you can keep in mind, we can delete the static variable with the help of the class name. Let's see how you can delete. First, let me remove these entire things. I hope you are clear with these things. And let me remove these things also. One static variable a equals to Samsung, and I want to delete that static variable from here. So delete then this one. And you can do the same thing. You can copy this, and for example, you don't want to delete from here, then remove this one and paste anywhere else where you want to delete. Again run. It is working. But the problem is that we need 1 second. It is printing within a class directly, and 1 second, if I print this one, A, yeah, Now you will get clear idea. See, it's printing Samsung, and it is not going to be delete. Even I have written this delete command. So let me do for the constructor. For example, I'm inside the constructor and I want to delete this A. See, I am inside the constructor and I have created only the object. So it means when I will run, object will create, and once the object will create, my constructor will execute. And if my constructor is executing, it means this action will done. And and one more thing, let me print this one. So we'll get clear idea like I am inside the this one B. So once the object is created, constructor will execute, and once the constructor will execute or call, then this command execute, and after this command this will print, but this is not. Let me show you. See, 1 second. Yeah, see, within a class directly this one is executing because I went here. Then it's printing Samsung. 1 second, let me show you. It is little bit confusing. I am in class. Let me run. Now 1 second. Let me run. See, within a class directly, then I am in a class, then printing Samsung, then inside constructor, then printing Oppo. Then come here, and if I let me copy these things, and if I see the flow. First, object is creating, then it is going to this class, and in this class it is printing this one, then printing this one, then coming to constructor, then printing inside the constructor, then deleting it, then printing this thing. After that, was here only I have deleted. After deleting, if again I want to access the A, then I will get error because I have deleted here, and after deleted again I want to access, so I will get error. See, because here only I have deleted A. I hope you are getting how you can delete. Let me tell you again. First, I am creating an object. After creating the object, then program will go inside the class. Inside the class, first it will print this line. Then it will check, it will initialize the value A equals to Samsung. Then it will print I am in class and Samsung value. After that, as I told you, if we are creating the object, then our constructor execute by default. Then it will print inside the constructor. You can tally from here. After that, I want to delete this one. Even I can put the message here, print what I want to delete, like print A is deleted. Let me run. And one more thing, first let me this. Let me comment this one, let me execute. Yeah. 1 second. Yeah. So see, as I told you, we will get error. So here only A is going to be delete. And after A is deleted, if you want to access the A again, you will get error. So I am repeating. I know this is little bit confusing, but simply keep in mind, anywhere you can delete with the help of the class name. This is the syntax. You can delete, and there is one optional option outside of the class. You can delete with the help of the but inside the class method you can use CLS also. This is also optional. So keep in mind how you can delete the thing. So the next things where we can modify the value of the static variable. So again, anywhere either within the class or outside of the class, we can modify it by using the CLS name. But inside the class method, you can also use the CLS. What is meaning exactly? Like you have one static variable, for example, Samsung, and you want to update or change the value of these things. But let me remove this thing. Otherwise, we will get error again and again. And for example, inside the constructor, I want to change the value of this. So how you can change? So you can use the class name dot variable equals to, for example, previously it was Samsung. Now I want to update this one. So let me copy these things, paste here, and I want Samsung S24. Let me run. See, I am a class in Samsung. So Samsung. So previously it was Samsung. After that, I have updated to Samsung S24. So this is how you can update the value of the static variable, or you can see how you can modify the value of the static variable. So here only you can see anywhere, either within the class or outside of the class, we can modify the by using the class name. But inside the class method, we have one more option, which is CLS. Even with the help of the class name, you can modify it in the class method. So I hope I'm clear with the my agenda. Like in the starting of the video only, as I told you, we are going to see the static variables. So let me summarize what we have seen in this particular video. We have seen what is the static variable, what are the different places to declare the static variable, then how we can access the static variable from different places. Then we have seen how we can delete the static variable from different place. Then we have seen how we can modify the value of the static variable in different place. So thank you so much for watching this video, and please like and subscribe my channel. Bye.